All right.
All right.
Black Soapbox.
Black Soapbox.
Episode G.
Episode G.
Mr. Hemp Dive.
Yeah. For the record, this is tea. This is not lean.
Hot ass tea.
Because this is hot ass tea. Because, I watch a lot of rap videos and, you know what I'm saying, I study all the new stuff that's out there. And I've never seen they cook with steam coming out of it. Lean don't steam. So this is tea.
I did double cup mine, but that's just a habit.
Yeah, cut it out. Double cup tea is a habit. I single cup, get head rapper. So I deal with oil all day. So I got, I'm used to heat on the hands, so it don't even affect,
Even in the rain, man.
I'm the dude, at the house. I'm the dude that I'm the pop screwer. That commercial with the pop topper, the little robot hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm that dude, but with my hands. When there's
that's
man,
every.
got it.
I think every nuclear family. That's the dad openness. Like that's just what it is.
It's just what it is.
I remember being that guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of my child's mom's frustration. Bless her heart, man.
Bless her heart.
We ain't been speaking, but goddamn, who's opening everything over there? I don't know. She probably got somebody opening stuff. I'm sure.
Probably.
Either way.
Either way.
Episode G, man.
This is episode G. Right.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Episode
That's
G.
how you say. Yeah,
Guten Tag.
I don't know how to read that shit. Lord speaking.
Episode G. This is the Germany escapades.
Perfect, bro. I was thinking that, but I couldn't even get it out.
Episode G. The Germany escapades.
Wait,
this is we remember back when episode 1 when I said that I had a bunch of stories when I was overseas in Europe, in Germany.
Episode G, we're
so
gonna get into
as my man say, episode G, we're going to get into the Germany escapades of before Mr. Hemp Doc. This was Big Lou. Now there are gonna be some holes I'm gonna try to fill because we're going back in time. We're going back to 2000, between 2000 and 2004.
Shout out to DJ Vlad.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Vlad.
We fucking with Vlad today.
Yeah, we fucking with Vlad. We fucking with Vlad's format for
said,
y'all, but we bringing it on a Black Soapbox level.
Right. Cut it out back here. And like I said, we time traveling with DJ Doc.
We done got ashes all in this fucking.
Oh
yeah,
man.
bro.
Hey, but we still in our work clothes.
Yeah.
It's all good.
We still in our work clothes. It's all good,
Even in the rain, man. Like I said, we was out there.
Even in the rain, we was out there getting it,
That's what we got to do. That's what episode G about. You gotta do what you got to do.
Yeah, episode G, do what you got. Do what you got to do.
So what did you have to do? How did you end up in Germany? We gotta take it back to day one.
Yeah, we gotta take it all the way back.
So you were in the United States Army? You in the Army?
Well, the way it started off, I started out in the reserves.
Okay.
I was in the Army Reserves while I was in high school.
Okay.
And I used to do my drills at this construction unit in Marshall, Texas.
Okay.
So one weekend out of the month, I catch a ride with one of the guys that lived here, and I would go out there and do my drills and what have you. So
construction, you were getting in.
Yeah, I was a mechanic.
Constructing shit.
Well, yeah, I was more so the mechanic for all the vehicles there. Because, that's the whole Fort Jackson thing. I went to Fort Jackson for basic training and to learn how to work on, it was heavy wheel vehicle mechanic.
Word.
So you learn how to work on the Humvees and all of the transportation equipment, construction equipment, based on, heavy is construction equipment, transportation equipment, etc. Light wheel is your Humvees, your trucks, your Jeeps, your you know what I'm saying, all of the vehicles that they run around on base with.
Word.
So I chose heavy wheel. And I did that for, a while. I was in the reserves, but I wanted to go active duty. But I also wanted to travel. It was just something in me where, I wanted to see what was going on. Because as a kid, I was a nerd. Right. So I actually was in all the encyclopedias, My dad actually had to buy those encyclopedias when the people came by.
Yeah.
Just because
way back.
I was excited about I was a nerd, so to speak. So
I had to send them encyclopedias.
So I wanted to go see what the fuck I was reading about in the books all the time. So I was like, well, the best way to do that is to go to the military. That's my easiest way of traveling broke, without having to actually pay for the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I went active duty. So, I was supposed to go into, satellite programming, sending and receiving signals.
Word.
There was a opening in Australia. I scored enough on my ASVAB to get that job, right? And I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand how awesome that would be?
I didn't know we operate. Well, I guess Australia's an ally, I guess. They in a strategic position.
Right.
Yeah, big ass spiders.
Yeah, ASVAB scored it.
I'm scared of the wildlife out there.
Well, I never got a chance to go, so I you know what I'm saying? But when it was time, I was trying to get all my ducks in a row and get my paperwork sent in to get that job, and the window closed on me at the last minute. So, you know what I'm saying? So my only other option was I can go back to specialized training. They train you for whatever job you're gonna do.
Word.
They said I can go back to, and they call it AIT. They said, well, you can go back to AIT and you can learn how to be a track vehicle mechanic. They need those in Germany. So I was like, fuck it. So I went to Fort Knox.
So track vehicles are like
your tanks, like your M1s, your Bradleys, M60s, little personnel tracks and all that. So so I was like, cool. So I went back, I went to Fort Knox, and I did all the training for, the track vehicle mechanic, and then I did to get extra points, because the more schools you take, the more points, you know what I'm saying, you can accumulate so that you can get higher rank.
Right.
So, my dad, he did 23 years. He was a drill instructor. He retired as a master sergeant. So he peeped me on the game and all that. So and when I got to Fort Knox and I graduated from a track vehicle school, I stayed another month for a recovery class where you learn how to operate a recovery track vehicle, and you go and you get stuck on, you unstick the tracks and the tanks. They spin the track off the wheel.
It's like a tow truck.
Yeah, you the tow truck for the tanks.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So you go and learn how to do that with the trucks, you know what I'm saying, and with the tanks.
Word.
So we was in Fort Knox. It was snowing at the time. This was, November, throughout the holidays, and then right after the holidays in January, that's from January to February.
Yeah, I think Kentucky's considered the Midwest.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the South, but it get real cold up there. Mm-hmm. Like Tennessee.
Right.
It's the South.
But it's the cold part of the South.
Yeah,
it's cold part of the South.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what to call it. I be looking for labels all the time.
So, I did that, and then once I graduated then that's when I went to Germany. And it's weird because when I got there, I was anticipating going to one of the big cities, Now, when we first got there, mind you, it was wintertime. It was like maybe it was February.
Right.
February of 2001. You know what I'm saying? So when we got there, mind you, I was already in Kentucky, so I was kind of, I kind of had a little coat or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't.
That wasn't necessarily the case. And
Germany, Europe's a different kind of Germany. Germany up there.
Bruh. And
I got a map right there.
Right. I was looking at it like and it's fucked because we left Nashville and we flew to Atlanta. And I had to take a plane from Atlanta all the way to Frankfurt, Germany.
Damn.
Yeah. 14 and a half hour ride on a plane. So I can go anywhere on a plane now. It's like I'm totally debunked of any issues with flight.